are done with all of our schedules at this point, and we're now on the summary of assets and liabilities, which is a pretty short form, and it just asks that you compile all of the information from your schedules and put them into this short form, basically a summary of everything you've filled out thus far. So let's pull out this form. I'm on the summary page for Ashley, and we'll create a new clean copy and go ahead and open it like always. Okay, and here we are. Official Form 106, Sum. It's the summary of assets and liabilities, and it's essentially asking that you copy the totals from your schedules into one form so that the bankruptcy court can have it in one compiled place. So we'll start by filling out Ashley's name just like she filled it out, and the filing court. And let's move to part one, which is to summarize your assets. So basically, like the rest of this form, it's just going to ask that you copy what you put in these other schedules. So Schedule A and B. In your case, you'd probably want to pull Schedule A and B back up and reference it as you fill this part out. For Ashley, we'll recall what she filled out in Schedule A and B and put what she filled out here. So 1A, copy line 55 from total real estate from Schedule A/B. For Ashley, recall she doesn't own any real estate, and so this total amount for her was 0. 1B, total personal property. So if you recall back from when we filled out Schedule A and B like Ashley did, once she summed up all of her personal property and the valuations she included, the total value that she pulled from that schedule was $12,128. And so the sum of both of those is still $12,128. And let's go ahead and move on to part two, which is to summarize her liabilities. Schedule D, you may recall from Schedule D, which is the creditors who have claims secured by property. The total amount Ashley listed for that was her car, which was $11,128. That was the total she owed on her car note, and so that's the total amount she listed in Schedule D. Now for Schedule E and F, you'll recall for the first part asks for priority unsecured claims. You'll recall that in Ashley's situation, she actually did not have any priority unsecured claims. And so the amount she copies over here is $0. Now 3B asks, what are the total amounts that you listed that are non-priority, regular, garden variety unsecured claims? In Ashley's case, you might recall that totaling all of these amounts up was $34,467. And so adding all of this up for Ashley, her total liabilities were $45,595. Okay, so we can move on to part 3, summarizing your income and expenses. For Ashley, her income, you might recall, was $2,257. That was her combined monthly income, and she referenced line 12 of Schedule I for that amount. For Schedule J, you want to go and look at 22C of your Schedule J to pull that amount. And for Ashley, you will recall that amount for her was $2212. So we filled in the first page of this form. Part 4, moving on, answer these questions for administrative and statistical records. Are you filing for bankruptcy under Chapter 7, 11, or 13? In Ashley's case, she selected yes. She filed under Chapter 7. What kind of debts do you have? You'll recall we answered this question in the voluntary petition form. In Ashley's case, her debts were primarily consumer debts, so that's what she selected. You'll want to make sure this matches up with what you selected in your voluntary petition. Line 8 from the statement of your current monthly income. We haven't actually filled this out yet, but the total monthly income from official form 122A1, line 11, or 122B, line 11. For Ashley, she referenced this form and found that what she listed was $29.16. Okay. And so line 9, copy the following special categories of claims from Part 4, line 6 of Schedule E and F. You'll recall that when we filled out E and F, we didn't have any of these categories for Ashley. Now, if you have any of these categories that apply to you, you'd want to fill these out accordingly. But for Ashley, she had $0 in domestic support obligations, $0 in taxes owed, $0 in claims for death or personal injury, no student loans, no obligations from a separation agreement or a divorce decree, and no debts to pension or profit sharing plans. And so the total for this amount for Ashley was 0. Of course, list in these amounts if you have them accordingly. And what you probably would do is go and reference your own Schedule E and F and pull the amounts from that schedule. So that's the summary. We're done here, and I'm going to go ahead and save this document like I always do and upload it so that Ashley's fully completed with this part. So we'll go in, File, Save As. I'm going to call it Schedule Summary. And let's go back into Ashley's page. And I'll go ahead and hit Save. And just like that, it uploaded. So we are good to go. We've uploaded everything. I feel like I'm at a good stopping point for this schedule, so I'll click Completed. And as you can see, you have this where we've actually got a check mark next to every schedule at this point, and we're done with our schedule. So now all that's left for us is the statements and declarations. I'll see you next time for the Statement of Financial Affairs. Thanks. See you soon.